for the final hearing for Liberty Lakes Sections 1 and 2 Subdivision Watershed Drainage Improvement Project. I'd like to welcome everyone to the final hearing for the consideration of the Liberty Lakes Section 1 and 2 Subdivision Watershed Drainage Improvement Project. There is a sign-in sheet circulating the room. We ask that you please sign the sheet to indicate your attendance. And here's what's going to happen today. First, we'll hear a summary of the final hearing report from the county engineer and the Soil and Water Conservation District. Following the summary presentation, there will be a time for questions from the board. After board questions, the board will hear from any interested owners that wish to testify. Don't have to, but you may if you want to. Those speaking for or against the petition must be an owner as defined in section 613101 of the revised code. And that's critical. We've had issues in the past where people who weren't owners tried to testify, and we cannot allow that according to the code, the Ohio Revised Code. Board will acknowledge receipt of any landowner written testimony before hearing live testimony. We'll first call all those wishing to testify in favor of the project. We will then call all those wishing to testify in opposition to the project. Before testifying, you'll be asked to take an oath. After all those wishing to testify for or against the project have been heard, there'll be an opportunity for responsive or rebuttal testimony. The board will close the public hearing at that point after all testimony and evidence has been presented. After listening to testimony and the report of the engineer, the board will decide whether to find in favor of the improvement, affirm the previous order, confirm the assessments, and approve the payment schedule, or the board may dismiss the petition and set aside the previous order. The board must consider the following factors in making its decision. 1, whether the proposed improvement is necessary. 2, whether the proposed improvement will be conducive to the public welfare. And 3, whether the cost of the proposed improvement will be less than the benefit the improvement provides. So having laid out the ground rules, I will turn it over to Brett Bacon from Soil and Water, who will go through the final hearing report.
Good morning, Commissioners. Brett Bacon, Deputy Administrator, Soil and Water. In lieu of going over the final hearing report in detail, I just have a couple bullet points of project summary for you. The Soil and Water District and County Engineer has inspected the stormwater system in Liberty Lakes Section 1 and 2, and we have found it to be in good working order with no major deficiencies that would require immediate attention. The existing retention ponds in these sections of the subdivision are to be maintained for stormwater drainage and flow only. Any aesthetic concerns will remain the responsibility of the homeowners association. The current estimate value of the stormwater infrastructure in sections 1 and 2 is $985,683.78. If the board approves this project to go on to drainage maintenance, this base value will be added to the overall base value of the county subdivision drainage maintenance district. And it is the recommendation of the county engineer and the Soil and Water Conservation District to add sections 1 and 2 to the Delaware County Subdivision Drainage Maintenance District, and the parcels in section 1 and 2 would be assessed in the same manner as the other parcels that are already a part of the Drainage Maintenance District, that being an assessment levied against the taxable value of the property at a current rate of 0.3 mils annually. And I'd be happy to take any questions.
Questions?
No questions.
Eric, Commissioner Merrill. Not really any questions, Brett. Sounds like the system is working and it's in good shape. So
yeah, and I will add these sections of Liberty Lakes just barely missed the county subdivision platting requirements that would have included them on drainage maintenance. Section 3 is already on by virtue of coming in after July of '98. So 1 and 2 just preceded that. So this is just adding them. Had they come in a few years later, they already would be on maintenance. So.
Yeah, I was going to comment that section 3 was already on the maintenance. So, okay. Any other comments or anything? We're set to go to testimony. So I would open it up for anyone who wants to testify in favor of the project at this point. Anyone wishing to testify in favor of the project? Last chance. Okay, we'll move on to those who are wishing to testify in opposition to the project. Anyone wanting to testify in opposition? Last call. Anyone wishing to testify in opposition? Okay, we will move on. Okay, At this point, we close the public hearing.
We do, we can note close of the hearing. Just for the record, we did not receive any written testimony
Oh, that's
for
right.
or against on this particular.
Okay, okay. Appreciate that update. I don't know if you have any comments.
I just ask that we read the resolution in favor.
Resolution number 26-254, in the matter of finding in favor of the improvement, affirming the order and confirming the assessment for the Liberty Lake Sections 1 and 2 subdivision watershed drainage improvement project.
So
Second.
moved. Second?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Motion by Commissioner Merrill, second by Commissioner Lewis.
okay. Any further discussion?
I just think it meets the criteria that we were asked to make these evaluations on. I think it's, his project is necessary, it meets, conducive to public welfare, and the cost of proposed improvements will be less than the benefits, since we're talking maintenance, so.
Yeah,
And we had no opposition to it, so it seems to be something that the committee wants, and apparently is necessary based on what I've seen and heard.
yeah, again, this is one of those that is fairly routine, like Brett said, one of the sections is already on the maintenance, and you know, the system's in good shape, so I think the homeowners are making the decision that they want to be included in ongoing maintenance in perpetuity, so. I don't know, any other comments?
No,
Okay, vote, Jennifer?
straightforward.
Vote on motion 26-254. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
All right, our next hearing, we cannot start until 10:30.
Okay, that was quick. Normally